Hello and welcome to another fast activity brought to you by Central Northern Regional Libraries. Today we're going to make 4-ingredient bread, which is called Irish soda bread. And in order to make this, you are going to need a lined cake tin or baking tray, 4 cups of sifted flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda or bicarb soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 2 cups of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, because we want this to be a simple recipe with stuff that you've just got in your cupboard, you just need 2 cups of milk to 2 tablespoons of either lemon juice or vinegar. Mix it up, let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, and you have buttermilk. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is turn the oven on to 220 degrees. Okay, the oven's on. I've got my 4 cups of flour, and I'm just going to add the rest of my dry ingredients. Just 1.5 baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons that is, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Now I'll add my buttermilk, and I'm just going to mix it until it gets too stiff to mix it with my fork anymore. Okay, now I'm going to put some flour on my bench and knead it 5 to 10 times. And there we go. Now I'll get my lined baking tray. And pop it in there. And one last thing. I'll cut a cross in the top. And then pop it in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes. So this Irish soda bread works by using an acid-based reaction. So the buttermilk contains lactic acid, and that reacts with the bicarb soda, and that causes it to rise. However, it doesn't rise like traditional bread as much. It's not as light and fluffy. It's more of a hearty and wholesome bread than the more traditional fluffy bread. Okay, it's been about 35 minutes. I'll grab the bread out of the oven and see how it looks. Wow, look at that. Doesn't it look fantastic? All right, I'll let it cool for a minute and then we'll give it a try. Well, okay, mine doesn't look fantastic. It didn't stay together like regular bread. Probably good to dunk in a stew or a soup or something like that. I'll put some butter on and give it a go. And the taste? Very good, more like a scone. It is fluffy in the middle, a little bit fluffy. I didn't expect that, but this is really good. Lunch sorted. Okay, see ya.
Today we're going to be making sugar crystals. Now the first thing, or what we need to have is we need to have some water, we need to have some sugar, we need a saucepan, we some mason jars. You can use a chopstick or some straws, some string and some food dye.